Hello students, in this video we will be discussing about another tale which was told in the Canterbury tales. The second tale which was told was by the miller, and then after that, because the miller he tries to target the reeves, right? So after the carpenter and then the cook. The story of the story which was told by the cook was incomplete, so you just have to remember this thing because the story is incomplete. You just need to remember that which story was incomplete, the one by the cook. Another thing is, now we'll be discussing about the story which was told by the man of law. Now this story, first I'll quote something, and this has been directly been asked in UGC net, that he cannot tell any suitable story. This is what the man of law said, that I, like he, cannot tell any suitable story that Chaucer has not told already. Chaucer may be unskilled poet, but has told stories of love better than Ovid, and doesn't print tales of incest as John Gower. John Gower was contemporary of Chaucer, right? So directly, who said this thing? Man of law said this thing, right? That John Gower is not a good writer. He writes a story about incest and all. And this one is, the story is about because he was this man of law, right? A lawyer, and then he had this thing that justice is served eventually, it is, right? And so we'll be discussing this and you will come to know, you will get the idea. So there was a Muslim sultan of Syria, and he converted his complete sultanate into Christianity because he wanted to marry the daughter of the king of Rome. Her name was Custance, the lady, the girl he wanted to marry. Her name was Custance. So he wanted to marry her. And finally he did, because he converted the whole town into Christianity, like made them embrace Christianity. So the king of Rome agreed to marry him to that girl. Now this mother, the mother of this king, this sultan, she was kind of upset because without his knowledge, from her heart she was still she was still close to Islam, and even the servants, they were still worshipping according to the Islamic norms. So what she did, one day she requested her son that, beta, you call all the people, like I would like to organize a banquet, a dinner for all of you. So he said that, okay, if you would like to. She went, the whole this thing is organized. She kills her son and everyone except that lady, Custance, and she says that you just better leave the town and go from here. She goes. Now the element that, in case you are actually worshipping ardently, piously, so your god actually saves you. It's more like that. And then the lady, she escapes, and for after years and months of boating, she finally reaches a land which is called Northumberland, right? And over there in Northumberland there is a soldier, and he's living with his wife, whose name was her, although the names are not important, still her name is Hermanchild, right? So they actually give this lady, Custance, shelter, that okay, you can live in our house. She starts living with them, and this guy, the soldier, actually goes somewhere, and Satan, who is now upset that this worshipper of God actually got a shelter. So what he did, Satan comes and kills that lady, the wife of the soldier, Hermanchild. And now when the soldier comes back along with the king, and the name of the king is Allah. It's, the spelling is not not same as Allah, it's ALLA, right? Allah. So but still, you see the similarity. So he's also more like God. So this is all about like how we confuse religions as being different, but eventually they all are the same. So then when Allah comes along with the soldier, the blame is on this lady, on Custance. So but Allah felt that there is some kind of innocence, some purity in her eyes, and she's not lying. So when he investigates, so finally there was a knight who was actually saying that no, she's the one. He has seen her killing the lady. Actually, starts weeping, and his eyes actually comes out, and he dies on the spot, which actually proves the innocence of Custance. But the story doesn't end here. So Allah finally gets married to Custance. The story still doesn't end here. So then they start living happily not ever after. One day this guy Allah goes to Scotland for some work, and when he's out, right, this lady, his wife Constance, she delivers a baby boy. But now, because like Allah was earlier Islamic, like he was a Muslim, and after marrying to Constance, he got converted uh, into a Christian, and even he makes the whole town, his city, his empire, converts all of them into Christianity. Although this is a rule, right? In case your king is of one religion, earlier it was, now it is not. Now we all are secular. We do understand this part, right? So you don't have to convert into Hinduism after looking at Modi. Although like nobody will, but still, right? We shouldn't be taking any such message. So this guy, Allah actually gets converted, out of which now Allah's mother is again upset. So when Allah is not there, and Constance actually delivers her first baby, she writes, Constance writes a letter to Allah. But what she did, the mother, she counterfeits with this letter and sends some other letter to Allah stating that the baby is born with some deformities. So Allah like writes back and says that don't worry, no matter how malformed the baby is, usher the baby with all the love and luxuries we have. When the mother reads this letter, she doesn't like it, and then she again gives a fake letter to Constance stating that Allah has said that in case the baby is has some deformities, so both the baby and the mother should be abandoned and should be sent back on the same ship from where she, like, using which she came to our town. So unfortunately she goes, right? So after again sailing and boating for years and years, she finally reaches Rome, because earlier also she was the princess of Rome. She reaches there, and then when she is roaming around on the streets before meeting her father, she saw Allah. Because when Allah came back, when Allah came back, right, he comes back, he came to know the whole reality, and he was really upset with his mother, so he kills his mother. So just to atone for his his karma, his actions, he goes back to Rome, because Rome, Vatican City, right, earlier people used to go there as a for their pilgrimage, right, as pilgrims. And I have seen this thing, like in Vatican City, how people are praying. They pray ardently, right? I have seen this thing, and the kind of uh, the way they are worshipping, right, even in scorching heat they might be walking barefoot. So he was also atoning for his karmic debt. Now he when Constance finally looks at him, she tells him this whole story. Allah tells her the whole story, and then they finally meet with this guy, um, her husband, sorry, her father, Constance's father, and this their baby becomes the king of that empire. But after a year, although again she was happy, but finally Allah died within a year, and then she lives just like that. So this is the story is more about the story of faith, the story of believing into your religion, the story of that in case God is by your side, you don't need anyone, the story of that religion is secondary. Why to kill so many people under the name of religion? Why to keep that hatred under the name of religion? It's okay in case somebody would like to embrace one religion, it's okay, they should have this kind of liberty to do that, no? So this is the story of faith and love also. And eventually I think that this is the story of destiny as well as life is not a smooth road to be walked on. It has its own ups and downs. So this is the story. I hope you will like it. And the just one name I forgot to tell you, which they might ask, although they don't ask that in this much detail. The mother, Allah's mother's name was Dawn Gled, but still they can ask anything. In case they can ask this kind of question from Canterbury Tales, that who had pimples on his face, then I think they can ask us anything, right? So this is the story of hope told by the man of law. Keep reading, keep sharing, let learning be your muse, let sharing be your muse, and just enjoy this period of quarantine with all the happiness and just a smile. It will make it easier. Take care. God bless. Bye bye.